Welcome guys to another tutorial mode. This episode is about optimizing your party. You've probably heard of the ordinary optimization where you just go to battle, enter the dungeon and click optimize. I won't click optimize at the moment because I kind of changed. Oh, actually I can because I can just undo it later. So optimize basically optimizes your equipment so it gets you the most damage output. So they equipped VV with low star earrings because it's my only accessory which does magic damage, which really is unfortunate because Vivi has very low defense. I won't confirm. Actually, maybe I should confirm. Yeah, let's confirm. I'll just switch it back later. It's fine. Took me a little bit of time, that's why. And go to equipment. Go here. Go to earring. Scroll down, you can see a lot more equipment, well not hyper wrists, a lot more equipment down the road where it gives you a lot more defense and a lot more, Vivi doesn't need mind, but defense at least, which, or even and resistance, which gives you a lot more stabilization in the party, because you wouldn't really want 8 more magic than you would 20 more defense and around 20 more resistance, or 15. It's crazy how they optimize the traits for these, but basically you have to go through all these and switch them up so it gives you kind of an equal balance of defense, resistance, and magic, attack, all that stuff. Usually with your high attack guys, you probably want hyper wrists and stuff like that anyway, so you wouldn't be really worried about your defense in their characters because their defense and resistance would be relatively high anyway. But of course you would have good equipment as well, because Lightning and Sephiroth would be holding, I think Lightning only can equip light armor, so you would look at the best light armor and stuff. Oh no, she can equip heavy armor, no, light armor, okay. So she can equip light armor, Sephiroth can equip heavy armor. So let's scroll down. It's only equipped with the Adamant Vest because it is synergized with the Final Fantasy IX equipment. But you can see different armor has different stats and stuff like that. Even you might consider scrolling down, if you saw my Final Fantasy 13 videos, I equipped a lot of these bracelets, which optimizations, they never pick. Whoops, wrong one. Because they don't give you crap all stats in defense and resistance. They like to equip, well, with these high power characters, they love to equip high defense and high resistance, but never would they like to equip attack or magic stats. So just another thing to keep in mind if your character does have high defense and high resistance, similar to Cecil Paladin, because he has probably the highest defense in the game. You wouldn't really want to give him more defense unless you just want him as a tank or something like that. Also, another thing I'm going to go through is creating pretty much the perfect party. There is no perfect party. But there is a way to create a party which helps in pretty much most situations. So say if you're doing these classical dungeons, you would have to kind of switch up your abilities so you would get their weakness at the end. So Mog tells you, okay, equip this and this to, well, silence in this case, and it will get rid of all these spells because it is a spell heavy boss. So you go to your abilities, equip all your silences and stuff like that, switch them around. What I like to do in most situations is pick a high power character first, such as Sephiroth. Let's see the current members. I missed out on Locke, but I pretty much got all the rest, I think. So the ones that you need to look out for your first character is probably Cloud, Sephiroth, any more, maybe Snow. Probably not yet because he doesn't have his crystal. Cyan as well is good. This because when you look at their abilities, they cannot equip much abilities, but they can equip breaks. They can equip, I wouldn't equip magic on Sephiroth because his magic is pretty piss poor. They can equip Double Cut, Blades Blitz to get rid of all those smaller monsters. But mostly you'll be looking at the breaks and stuff like that because they do a high amount of damage. The second character you would like to equip is someone like Lightning, Squall, again, Cloud. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of these bosses have weaknesses, elemental weaknesses, and you do have a lot of these strikes where they are elemental. And the only characters which can equip these strikes are like Squall, Lightning, Cloud. I think Cloud can. I need to double check that. I'm pretty sure he can. And all these other types of ones. And even if they don't have an elemental weakness, you can also equip them with Double Cut, Blades Blitz, Magic Break, Armor Break, stuff like that to kind of fill in the blanks. So you'll probably end up having all the blanks. The third slot I put as Red 13. It's kind of like it's your adjustable character, really. So if you look at my party assembly, you'll see a lot of them are very, very similar. Such as if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, a lot of them are just like farming parties and stuff like that. So if you look at 14, you would see pretty much the exact same party. 13, pretty much the exact same party. I substituted the Red 13 for Edgar for his spear and stuff like that. But mainly the third slot is to equip your breakdowns, breaks, and stuff like that if you don't have high power attacks for your first two characters. But you still want to equip those breaks for the battle ahead because of the fourth slot. As you can see, Lightning has Mental Break. If you want, you can equip, well, you can bring in Black Mage. I brought in Vivi. He does have the highest magic attack in the game at the moment, but he does have the lowest defense and resistance. That's why I talked about equipping the right equipment in the right situation. So with Vivi, you would probably like to equip an accessory with good defense and good resistance. You wouldn't want to equip these earrings to give you an extra 10 magic. Like, who would really want that? So nothing really more to be said. Vivi, you have to kind of alter his abilities due to elemental weaknesses. You don't want to go to a boss and find out that his elemental... well, the elemental spells that you equipped absorbs from the boss. So you wouldn't want to bring Berserker if the boss absorbs ice attacks. It's happened to me before, so don't feel bad if that happens and I've wasted like hundreds and hundreds of stamina because I brought the wrong ability. So you always have to look for the ability that you have to bring. Also the mastery situations that Mog tells you. So if you go to like 3, let's pick a random one again. You always look at the dungeon info first. Like one time it told me you have to bring jump and I brought launch instead, and I killed myself because I wasted so much stamina on those fights. And launch is not jump, but even though they have really, really similar logos. So in this one, you have to exploit the Griffin's weakness to wind attack. So of course you have to bring wind and aerial strike and stuff like that. That's why Lightning's pretty good, because you can just alter her abilities. Because she can equip aerial strike, she can equip, oh no, just aerial strike. But a few other characters can equip some more aerial abilities. I think there's one more. I forgot what it was called, actually. Actually, let's go to the assign abilities. I'm going to check out Cloud. I'm pretty sure he can equip, yeah, he can equip elemental strikes and stuff like that. So Wind Slash, that's what I was talking about. So Cloud is particularly useful because he can also do range attacks. Wind Slash is one of the range attacks that melee characters can use, so it's particularly pretty good. And finally, the last one, of course, is the White Mage. So the White Mage, you usually want to bring Curaga or Cura, depending on your situation, if you're a beginner character or something like that. Curaga is probably one of the best healing skills. There is Curaja, but it takes a long time to hone. And also your second ability, of course, will also change in your situations because the boss can do a lot of magic attacks or a lot of physical attacks. I did make a mistake before. I brought Aerith with Shelga instead of Protecga in one of the later Final Fantasy IX dungeons. You have to look it up on the Final Fantasy Record Keeper site sometimes, not in this one. So in part 1 you verse Beatrix. Whoops, maybe part 2. I got a little bit confused because you have Thorn and stuff there. Yeah, Beatrix. So she does pretty much all physical attacks. So bringing Shelga is completely useless. So either or, you have to kind of switch between the two. Sometimes you would want to bring either. Maybe you would want to have some damage output, so you would equip Diara with your White Mage. You wouldn't want to equip all the Black Mage skills, because usually the Black Mage skills do crap all damage due to your already equipped equipment to raise mind stats. Well, optimization actually does that. They optimize the White Mage's stuff so you get mind instead of magic. So yeah, at least that's pretty good. They kind of help you out a little bit, but you usually have to kind of switch around stuff and mess around with the accessories and armor. Usually just the accessories, but look at the armor as well, because sometimes you want to equip some more damage output, even though this severely reduces the defense and resistance. Sometimes you kind of want to look out for that to get that extra synergy in some of the dungeons. So pretty good. So like I was saying, sometimes you would want to bring Diara instead of Protecga and Shelga and go into a battle, just enter the dungeon. But keep in mind that your friend ability takes into account a lot of the damages. That's why in all my videos, well, 99% of my videos, I always bring Sentinel's Grimoire, because it helps you protect your party. So it's when you reach the last bit of the dungeon, the boss might end up doing 3,000 damage, and you're like, oh shit, I can't change the outcome of this battle. I have to start all over again, bring Protecga and stuff like that. So that's why I always have to bring Sentinel's Grimoire in pretty much all my battles. And hopefully you do too. Sentinel's Grimoire is a lot better than bringing Lunatic's High and... what's it? Boon? Yeah, Boon from Saz's Soulbreak. Sometimes you would want to bring Red 13 or Saz if you have them, because they're a good addition to the party, depending on the situation. Because Protecga and Shelga also stack with Sentinel's Grimoire as well, so it helps out a lot. With the Black Mage, you also want to bring abilities which you have already honed a lot, just for the minor enemies at the start. So I brought Biora for a lot of my battles because it's honed to the max. It's very easy to hone, and it does a lot of damage output. And yeah, like I said, very easy to hone, and you kind of want to get rid of those small little minions. So I hope this video helped you guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, like this video, share it around, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.